What is good, guys? Charles here from COGblades, coming to you guys with another post-commentary testing video featuring Phoenix, or Soar Phoenix 160 Rush. And we're going up against COGblades Dragoon on 160 Elevate. Definitely, this is my favorite Dragoon build, not gonna lie. But this entire video is about Phoenix here. Phoenix is an insane, I think this 160 Rush is probably the most aggressive and hardest hitting. As either just bust Dragoon, which Dragoon's known to be bustable with Elevate, but still, Phoenix is just a hard hitter, and that rush gives it such good stamina. We bust again. This is a ratchet bust this time. This is like crazy. But I decided to go ahead and pick up like a wizard rod to have like more. I have like more. You know, you're getting a collection so you can test against. So right now I'm just testing against like the best builds that I have or have access to, and I am a huge fan. This probably should have been Dragoon on like 560 Elevate, just because I know that 160 is more inclined to be like more barrage heavy. But anyway, Phoenix is, dude. I just can't believe like if you are playing against at BeyBlade, that sits in that inner circle there, and you go against like Phoenix here on Rush, that was a huge hit there. You're inclined to get knocked out, like extreme finished, like so fast, because the power behind it has to be the weight of Phoenix along with the 160, and the Rush just like hits so hard. Like you saw, there's a huge exchange of power there. It knocked both BeyBlades into the other side of the arenas, and so I kept finding out, too, like, this is also a good thing to note, is, like, Phoenix is inclined to, it just came out of the pocket, too. That's what the 160 is known to do. The 160 is known to get it out of the pocket so it can keep fighting. Whereas against, like, a stamina Bey like this, you know, like, I want to say a balanced Bey like Dragoon here, it's just going to lose. But against, like, maybe other Bey and Sensei could have a chance to win. This was a horrible shoot, but Dragoon comes out. This is why we keep it in here to still put up a fight. But I found, like, when I was launching against Soar Phoenix here, or Phoenix Wing, that I had to stop. There's like a particular way you can launch, you know, you can do a rail ride or the tungsten. Those were not good against Phoenix here, because essentially right here, if you guys will see, like I got lucky there. That was a good example of getting lucky, but I dropped off that rail just in time, but Phoenix hits that rail and it zooms all the way around. And if you're riding the rail, you're going to get hit. And Phoenix hits so hard, especially with the acceleration from the rail. If you're riding that rail, you're just going to get blown to smithereens. So I had to adjust the way I was launching against it, because I want to give you guys, I'm sure, like adequate testing. You're not just, that's why I wasn't a big fan of the dual launcher. That's why I had my girlfriend, huge shout out to my girlfriend coming over. She's going to enter in her first BeyBlade tournament today, actually. Today as this video is going up, she's going to be entering in it. So I had her come over just for the sake, because if you don't launch, you don't get like the player compatibility of adjusting angles, where they drop and everything. But right here was a pretty big hit, but then here you go. Phoenix comes out, gets not right back in. So cool like battle here. But like you see there, like I don't know, it might be the way that extreme finish there. Wow, good hit on Phoenix part. It might be the way that my Caitlyn here is dropping Soar Phoenix or Phoenix here. But that, like, it's just hitting that rail. But here we have a more defensive build. This is Nightmail on 960 Hexa. So this is what I was talking about previously, is like if you have a Beyblade that sits in the center, as you can see here, I tilt launch to sit in the center, because I want it to showcase like what happens if you play against, like, maybe it might be Silver Wolf or another Beyblade that just stays in that center circle. But this right here is kind of like a quick back and forth real fast. She knocked me in the pocket, I knocked her in the pocket, and that was an extreme finish, like on contact. But that's just the weight of Nightmail attributing here. But as you can see here, Hexa sits right there. Bam, Phoenix just knocks it clear out. Phoenix just has so much weight. Bam, right there. Again, right there's a prime example of if you have a Beyblade on Hexa or like Orb, or like not Orb, but like Ball that sits in the center. We're very fortunate there to where, like, she, you know, we happened to be like a little bit to the right there and not get smoked. But here's some barrages back and forth. As you see, the weight of Nightmail allows it to keep up, but just the power of Phoenix is able to match it. We almost spun out there. Hexa's stamina is just really good, but again, another extreme finish right there. Like, I wish I had the way to like know how to like slow this down and show it to you guys again, which I'll try to work on that in the future. But we have a lot of barrages here, but again, Hexa sits right in the center, and Phoenix punishes those who sit in the center. Whereas against another potential blade that sits in the center, we're going to have a good shot. Again, another over finish. And I end up knocking out Phoenix here, but Phoenix was fighting to come back out. That might be the 160 there, trying to get it back out. So that was like kind of crazy. Sitting in the center, Phoenix misses a few times. There's a little exchange there, and just due to placing, Nightmail's own weight is able to push Phoenix into the over finish. I don't know. I think that was a strategic launch, maybe. They're having the Phoenix to ride the rail just a little bit and then swoop in, letting the Nightmail settle in the center. But again, Hexa right here, just like the prime of like these defensive stamina Beys. This is kind of like, I think Nightmail needs to either be, this is what Nightmail needs to be is like this full-on defense, or it needs to be like a full-on attack, which I plan to test with an attack variant. But now we've moved on to Silver Wolf here. Silver Wolf on 970 free ball, which is a strong build. So I don't like putting Silverwolf on anything, like I said, higher, lower. Like, I don't think Silverwolf on 60 is good, because one of the saving graces that this Bey has against like attack Beys and stuff is a working gimmick. So you want to probably ride somewhere on like the like 70 range. You don't want to go like 80 or 85, because I think that puts you too tall. But I think the 70 range is like perfect to utilize Wolf's its gimmick of it's like that under wheel. And right here we just see that the Phoenix, and this might be a good like to show you like again. Hexa was the power of Phoenix there, just knocked it in there. But the Hexa sits in the center. Ball kind of roams around that inner circle, allowing you to like not be in that place where not be in the place where Phoenix is going to smoke you. But the thing with Silverwolf is Silverwolf has the weight behind it, and that gimmick's pretty strong. The blade's pretty circular, which allows like a lot of brush offs. But that's under wing. We're actually able to hear it in a lot of these testing. Is you can hear that when like Phoenix Wing gets in close here, and and there's a lot of barrages. Like, it's not hitting the blade. It's hitting. Sometimes it's hitting that under. I don't even know what you call it, that under circle, that under spin, and causing less loss of power, which is exactly what the gimmick's supposed to do. But Phoenix, as you just see, man, it grips that rail and it just flies, and that's just so good. And the rush, like out of all the bits that I've tested in my like early testing and early knowledge of BeyBlade X, rush has like the most stamina I have found out of most attack bits, and that's like really crazy. I'm excited to get low rush. I'm a little late to the game of getting low rush, but I'm excited to test a lot of builds on low rush too, because if low rush has like the same stamina or close to the same stamina but just a little lower, it's going to allow us to have like the ability to like fighting equal blades in height, to being just a little bit lower is going to give us that ability to kind of knock them off balance here. But we see an exchange of attacks here from Phoenix and Silverwolf. But I've noticed once the ball, the Beyblades are on ball, once they start tilting, it's like a defensive thing. You really got to have a Beyblade that has sporadic movement to be able to hopefully get around and hit behind them on the ratchet. But right here, a huge exchange of weight and power. And that's just where, like, I'd say that this build of Phoenix kind of falls short, is that the fact that it's lost its weight advantage. I guess even with Nightmail, as you guys saw earlier, Nightmail was able to do some work just because of its weight. But like here, Silverwolf being just really grounded, is able to exchange very well with the Phoenix. But right here, one exchange, bam, right in the pocket. So I think this is it, guys. So thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned, and COG signing out.